you guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. Thank you guys for coming over and watching another fragrance video with me. I want to send a big shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for pushing that button and joining my fragrance family. I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all your support. I actually recorded this video probably over a year or two ago, maybe right at 2 years, and I'll link it up top, okay? But in that video I ran down some of my most feminine fragrances, so I decided to redo the video. This time I'll be talking about some fragrances that are fairly new to my collection. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Talk about the honorable mention first. You guys know I always have to do an honorable mention because some fragrances you just really need to talk about. Some fragrances like I just can't leave out of that category, so they're gonna be an honorable mention. Also, to be honest with you, this fragrance is really new to my collection. I've kind of been holding off on this fragrance for a very long time. It's been around forever. It's been talked about multiple times. But I just added it to my collection, and I think the reason why I did that is because I caught it on sale. I do have a big collection, but when it comes to me adding fragrances, I like to catch a sale, you know what I'm saying? So I want to say I got this during one of Sephora's fragrance sales or holiday sales or something along them lines, okay? This is Coco Noir by Chanel. In this fragrance you get bergamot in the top, you get some rose, jasmine, narcissus, plum in the base, you get patchouli, sandalwood, tonka, olibanum, musk, vanilla, clove, and benzoin. You do get the original Coco Mademoiselle, I get that, but this one has a little bit of a more darker, more mysterious, more of a date night type of vibe, like a nighttime feel to this fragrance. The woman that wears this fragrance is more than likely the mature woman, okay, established, you know, she doesn't really care about, you know, what people think about her fragrances, like she's gonna wear what she wants, you know, she's that woman. It has some really heavy notes in the bottom, like patchouli, the tonka, the clove. You know, clove can kind of come off smelling a little incensey to me. And the clove is not, I wouldn't necessarily say this fragrance smells like incense, but it does have a heavy base. And because of that, I would only wear this in the wintertime. But I think it is a lovely fragrance. It reminds me a lot of Coco Mademoiselle, just with a heavier feel. Now, you know anything about Viktor&Rolf fragrances, you know that they're gonna be very sweet. That's kind of like their DNA, like their MO, that's their thing, that's their niche. I don't have anything from them that per se is like a freshy, citrusy, you know, type of scent. All of their fragrances, and I pretty much have every fragrance that they have. I mean, if they have 10, I probably got 8, okay? So I have a lot of them. And every last single one has a very heavy, sweet smell to them. This is Ruby Orchid from Viktor&Rolf. And I am still on the fence with this one, but what's so funny is a woman wore this in the office, in my office, about 3 weeks ago. And it smells so different on her. I really thought this was the original Flowerbomb. So I want to just be clear on the name. It's Flowerbomb Ruby Orchid, which is a flanker to the original Flowerbomb. She told me she was wearing the Ruby Orchid, but on her I smelled a heavy dose of sugar, like a very sweet fragrance, and it reminded me a lot of Flowerbomb. Like I didn't get this Ruby Orchid type of smell that I get. And what's so interesting, like this, the Coco Noir and the Ruby Orchid, they both have a note of peach, but they hit totally different. They hit totally different. So the notes in the Ruby Orchid include peach and vine in the top. In the middle you get orchid, and in the base you get vanilla bean. So there's not very many notes in this fragrance, but it smells way more complicated. And I don't know what's throwing me off. I don't know if it's the vine that's throwing me off or the peach when I smell this fragrance. But we're talking about feminine fragrances, so I'm not gonna break it down and analyze it and whatever. We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna keep it, we're gonna stick to topic, okay? We're gonna stick to topic. This fragrance is very, very feminine in my opinion. I mean, it smells sweet. It smells unique. It smells a little green. I do get a little bit of green from this, and I'm thinking it's from the vine. Comes off creamy. It comes off bright. Like it's loud, you guys. This fragrance, like, you will have no issue when it comes to projection and longevity in this fragrance, because this thing is loud, okay? Everybody will smell you. To be honest with you, this is the type of fragrance that I would not go in with the sprays. Like, I would really limit the sprays to about 3 or 4, because anything beyond that, it just could, for me, it could make me a little nauseated. But I love the fact that it has the Flowerbomb DNA. But I just gotta get used to the other notes in this fragrance. I'm not giving up on it just yet. I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm trying to figure out when to pull this out, okay? Do I pull it out in the spring? Do I pull it out in the summer, fall? Like, I don't know. It's giving me day night, and right now it's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's almost kind of making my stomach bubble a little bit. So let me go ahead and put it down. It'll be the perfect time for me to give this fragrance a test run. Yeah, I don't know what I got myself into. Hopefully it doesn't make me nauseated, but we moving on, okay? So we have another fragrance from the house of Viktor&Rolf, and this happens to be one of my favorites. This is Flowerbomb Nectar, okay, by Viktor&Rolf. I love this one. In the top you get gunpowder, cassis, bergamot. In the middle you get osmanthus, orange blossom, jasmine, sandalwood. In the base you get vanilla, tonka, benzoin, and patchouli. Okay, no real fruity notes in this fragrance like the Ruby Orchid with the peach. In my opinion, this is one of the best ones, to be honest with you, when it comes to the Flowerbomb. Next to the original, and you know the original was that girl back in the day when it first hit the scene. Everybody wanted it, everybody loved it, everybody smelled like it. Like, you literally couldn't go to the mall and somebody was wearing Flowerbomb, okay? Like, we all had it. Notes of vanilla, amber, you get the orange blossom, which makes fragrances very sweet in my opinion. Even though it has an accord of a fruit note, I don't see any fruit listed here except for bergamot, okay? You do get a beautiful floral note in this fragrance as well. The patchouli is not overpowering. I think in this one, the Ruby Orchid, I get more patchouli, definitely, than I do in the nectar. And I'm okay with that. There are certain fragrances that I don't mind patchouli, but when I'm thinking about sweet fragrances or very feminine fragrances, I don't really necessarily need for it to be a patchouli bomb, you know? One note that I think is extremely unique in this fragrance, and I think this is the only fragrance that I have with a note of gunpowder. I don't know how they did it. I don't know the magic that they made or what they did, but it just works in this fragrance. Tinge of something smoky, but it's not enough for me to say this is a smoky fragrance. Not at all. But it is extremely feminine. It is extremely girly. It is extremely like, I wouldn't say delicate, but it definitely gives me girly girl vibe. Longevity and projection with Viktor&Rolf fragrances, none at all. Not in my opinion. They just go, 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 go. They like the Energizer Bunny. Like this thing, all of the Viktor&Rolf fragrances really give me about a 9 to 10. Okay, they doing 9 to 10 on my skin all day. They just keep going. So I ain't never had no complaints about that with this brand. They just know how to make a really good fragrance, honestly. I kind of feel like they're a little bit of a one show pony. Is that how you say that? A one show pony. Y'all know what I mean. You know, they kind of have a thing and they stick to it, but I really wish that they would switch it up on us and give us something totally different. This is one time for the nails, okay? The nails are so cute. Ugh, love them. Okay, so here's another fragrance that I feel like is very, very feminine, and people really don't talk about it that much. When it first came out, we were all like going crazy trying to get this fragrance, and I mean, it was crazy time, okay? Crazy town and crazy time, okay? And this is Eden Juicy Apple 01, okay? This is by Kayali. In this fragrance, in the top, you get apple, blackcurrant, pink, grapefruit, lychee. In the middle, you get wild berries, raspberry bloom, jasmine, may rose. In the base, you get sugar, musk, vanilla flower, moss, and amber. I've actually already sprayed this on me, but for the sake of the video, I will do some more sprays. Love this. This fragrance does give me a little bit of a 90s retro vibe. You know, all the girls was buying up all the body sprays. You know, I don't know about you, but I had a dresser full of body sprays and lotions, and I would just lotion up and spray like every day before work, when I went out. Like, that was just the thing. As I've matured, I've kind of pulled away from body sprays and stuff like that, but this one definitely was like a blast from the past, okay, in my opinion. It's very fun to wear, and actually even smelling it right now, I get like it's like a mood enhancer. It makes me feel happy, you know. I can't say about these 2000s. It's looking real funny in the 2000s, but in the 90s, like, I was living life. You hear me, girl? Living life, okay? If anything, I get more raspberry in this fragrance. I think I said that before. And I feel like I get sugar and vanilla, and the moss gives this fragrance kind of like an aquatic type of feel to my nose. Not necessarily water. Well, yeah, that's what aquatic is, but okay, what do I say? The moss has a very unique smell to it. It often reminds me of being somewhere near water, okay? So not necessarily aquatic, but being near water, like a fresh, watery type of smell. I love moss. I think it's a great addition to this fragrance, and this is nice. Like, I'm just gonna make this my scent of the day. I don't want to spray my necklace, but let's go ahead and get it in. So this next fragrance was actually made for Audrey Hepburn. Is that what I remember? 1957 for Audrey Hepburn. We know, well, if you don't know who that is, she was in, was it Return to Tiffany? I think she was in that movie Return to Tiffany, like a very old school type of movie. And so just to even picture her in my mind, in my head, she always had a very polished look to her. Like, and it was simplicity, okay? But it was a very polished. Hair was always neat, clothes were always neat. Very girly, very feminine, very elegant, very dainty. It's L'Interdit by Givenchy. Now, this fragrance has been reformulated probably, I don't know, maybe a few times at this point. But I think I have the 2018 version. I'm pretty sure I have the 2018 version. And this happens to be one of my favorite tuberose fragrances. You guys know I don't really care for the note of tuberose because it has a very vintagey personality, okay? Very mature personality, but the tuberose in this fragrance is sweet to me, and I can actually enjoy it. So in this fragrance, in the top you get pear, bergamot. In the middle you get tuberose, orange blossom, jasmine sandbag. In the base you get patchouli, vanilla, one of my favorite notes, ambroxan, and the other favorite note, vetiver. A white floral, okay, with some fruity notes and a little bit of an earthy green dry down, okay. I love how the vanilla and the tuberose and pear really like play together because it gives this fragrance a sweet, creamy, fruity feel. And then in the dry down, you get that patchouli and the vetiver. You guys know vetiver smells very earthy and kind of dry, and so does patchouli. But in this fragrance, it just complements the other notes extremely well. And this is this the first tuberose fragrance I fell in love with? It actually is, but I fell in love with its flanker, okay, L'Interdit Intense. That was the very first one that I smelled. But this is a beautiful scent, very elegant. I think it would be more so appropriate for a date night or a very classy daytime event, you know, maybe a wedding, you know. I think it would be really, really nice to wear to a wedding. Honestly, don't spray too much because you don't want to take any attention away from the bride, okay? Do you about 2 sprays and that's it. Don't come up in there, you know, everybody looking at you and they supposed to be looking at the bride. They looking at you because you gonna be smelling like tuberose. So listen, max 3 sprays, okay? And you will be okay. You're gonna be just fine. Okay, last but not least, this is from the house of Lancome. This is La Nuit Tresor Eau de Toilette. And I'm absolutely in love with this bottle. How do you guys display your bottle? Do you do it like this or do you do it like that? I want to say I saw somebody's video and they had it like this. Like, what is the proper way? I wish YouTube had comments where you can like add a picture, but what is the proper way? Is it this way or is it this way? Me personally, I'm too scared to do it like this because boom, you know, anytime my fragrances fall and I hear glass, like I'm instantly like I have a mini stroke, no lie, okay? So I don't know if I would feel comfortable with it like this. Like even right now, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety. So I like to do mine like this. But comment down below and let me know how y'all display y'all La Nuit fragrances. Okay, so I've talked about this one before and I had to include it because it is very, very feminine to me. One of my most feminine fragrances ever, okay? It's gorgeous, man, it's gorgeous. But in this fragrance, you have raspberry, blackberry, lychee, blackcurrant, citrus, bergamot. In the middle you have damask rose, peony, lily of the valley. In the base you have Tahitian vanilla, patchouli, and white musk. This fragrance opens up very bright and fruity. I get, in the fruit department, I get lychee, I get blackcurrant, I get raspberry. I don't get a lot of bergamot, thank God, because bergamot would be way too citrusy for this fragrance, but I think the bergamot is what gives it its brightness as well. I do get a little bit of that patchouli in the base, but I'm pulling more of musk Okay, so this fragrance does have a fruity, sweet, musky dry down. Gorgeous. It makes me want to explore the other La Nuits. I know I'm late to the game because a bunch of y'all got about 4 of these already. So I know I'm way behind. But I do want to add some more to my collection because I think they are so worth it. Like, if you're the type of person that loves, you know, your fragrances to smell feminine, like you don't want any hint of unisex or masculinity or any of that in your fragrance, I think these are perfect for your collection. Like, you will absolutely love this fragrance. But it is gorgeous. I do enjoy this one a lot. This one would be nice to wear to a wedding as well. But don't go in with the sprays because they gonna be looking at you. But they gonna be looking at you like, ooh, like that. Because that's the vibe that this fragrance gives off, okay? It's giving off boom chicka boom boom. Be smelling sexy at the wedding. For real. So I don't know, you may not need to wear this one to the wedding, girl. You wear this to the wedding. Wear this one to the wedding, okay? This one right here. Wear that one to the wedding. I want to say this, and for an eau de toilette, this one performs like an eau de parfum. I can't say that about a lot of eau de toilettes, because we know eau de toilettes are like a less concentrated version of a fragrance. They don't necessarily give you the longevity and projection that an eau de parfum would, or an extrait. But this one, I don't know, I think they lying. It almost performs like an extrait in my opinion because it is strong and loud, okay? But I do love it a lot. All right, you guys, that was my feminine fragrances reloaded video. Comment down below if you have any of the fragrances I mentioned in this video. I would love to get your opinion on the fragrances, so let's talk about it in the comments. Keep the convo going, okay? If you are someone that is into fragrances, you love to smell good, that's your thing. Maybe you're trying to build a collection. Maybe you're looking to buy a new fragrance and you don't know what to get and you just need a little bit of, you know, kind of direction, and you're trying to see what the other girls are getting, what's hot, X, Y, and Z. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, that way you'll be notified every time I upload and you don't miss out. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you're having a fabulous day and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.